Time now for Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by the Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home, White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Farm Credit Illinois, Prospect Bank, Soleil Body Salon, Diamond Brothers Insurance, Ingram Waste Disposal, Diamond Financial, Illini FS, Country Financial, and Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance. Also our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Good evening. This is the Paris Sports Network. I'm Clay Best alongside BJ Pheasant for a night of Tiger girls basketball, as it's a rematch from Tuesday night between your Tigers and the Maroons of Robinson. That game was during the Little Illini Conference tournament. Paris's first actual game after moving on from the first round by way of forfeit from Red Hill. They defeated Robinson in that contest 65-16. This is a young Robinson team, just a couple of seniors listed on the roster, and they did have a pretty good tournament, obviously running up against the toughness of the Tiger defense and the scoring ability of the Paris offense. But this is a Robinson team that the Tigers know will be good in a couple years, and you also got to take them seriously here tonight as these two teams just saw each other last week.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about basketball is anybody can get hot and anybody can get cold on any given night. And you never know what you're going to run into. We got these Lady Tigers that love to shoot the ball from outside, and they do it exceptionally well. If they're not hitting from outside, things get interesting in a hurry. So you can't take another team for granted. You don't know if you're going to have your A game or not, but hopefully the girls are clicking tonight and get to see some bombs thrown up from outside and hopefully a lot of scoring. I saw some ugly basketball in the last week, a lot of 30-28 type final scores. I want to see some good offense tonight.
This Robinson team, we saw in that contest, the Zane girls, Marissa Zane and Alexia Zane, they like to create a lot of havoc on defense, but the Tiger offense was able to break pressure pretty easily and really kept Robinson in their defensive lanes as opposed to getting out into the passing zones and intercepting passes and getting on the fast break. That really slowed Robinson down in their attack. They've got a couple of girls that can shoot from outside. Caitlin Jones was one in a couple of those games in the tournament that was a foot or two inside the three-point line, knocking down some jumpers as we watch her single couple from the elbow during warm-ups. But just as long as Paris is able to keep Robinson out of their system and as uncomfortable as possible, then Tigers should be able to take care of business just as they did last Tuesday and last Thursday, bringing home an LIC tournament championship, beating Marshall 53-41 for the first of hopefully a few titles and championships this season.
And it looks like, taking a peek at our schedule, we only have one more home game after this. We're on the road at Mount Carmel on Thursday. We come back home against Lawrenceville for senior night before we have the last two regular season games on the road at Mattoon and Altamont. That's only 4 games left in the season. Things are winding down here.
Yeah, and still been checking. I told Lenny a few broadcasts ago, I've been checking every day to see IHSA. I can't remember for sure when they announced seeds, but it's got to be coming up. Like you said, BJ, we only got 4 games left to go. So been checking those. And, yeah, as you mentioned, 4 games left. The last 2 are non-conference. These next 2 against Mount Carmel and Lawrenceville are conference. And with a win tonight, I believe the Tigers will lock up the LIC regular season crown. Marshall has only 1 defeat, but that was at the hands of your Tigers. So Marshall might go ahead and recognize themselves as co-champs, but when it comes down to head-to-head record, Tigers would have that anyway.
Oh, I'd take credit for it.
Absolutely.
Co-champs, absolutely. We were co-champs. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Then those 2 non-conference games are a couple matchups to look forward to. Traveling to Mattoon, to take on the Green Wave. Mallory Ramage, an excellent player from Mattoon, and we talked about Altamont having a prolific scorer as well in Grace Nelson. So a couple things to look forward to, and one to look forward here tonight.
You'll need those tune-ups going into the postseason for sure.
Absolutely. We'll take our headsets off and listen in as the Paris Bet Band brings you the National Anthem. Nice to have the band back. Missed them during the LIC tournament. They weren't here playing, so it don't take long to miss the band here at Paris High School.
No, it doesn't. These games should be noisy.
Yeah, and that was one of the really impressive things about that Marshall game was that it was a good showing for the Paris fans. Student section was out and as full of force as I've seen in a long time at a Paris basketball game, and there was a lot of noise for that contest that deserved it. So that was great to see, and we'll see what type of noise is made tonight and how excited this Tiger basketball team can get their fans here at home. Starters for Robinson, we'll go through that real fast. Lucy List, a senior, Alexia Zane and Marissa Zane, both sophomores, as well as Caitlin Jones and Elizabeth Shea, also sophomores for this Robinson Maroon team. Mentioned Lucy List starting for Robinson. Her and Taylor Blank were going back and forth in the starting lineup in that LIC tournament for Robinson. Lucy List, as I mentioned, one of only 2 seniors on this roster getting the start tonight.
All right, for the Lady Tigers, they're going to run Trinity Tingley out there, Caitlin Littleton, Kendra Young, Deming Hawkins, and Madison Rigdon. And during the tournament time, 1,000th point scored by Caitlin Littleton. We want to acknowledge that. $2,000 point scorers this year. That's pretty impressive.
Rigdon and Littleton both hit the 1,000 point mark as Rigdon brought the ball up the court and gave it to Littleton to start the offense. Tigers coming into this one with a 21-3 record, 5-0 in conference play. Robinson at 3-1 in the LIC and 15-4 overall. Littleton missed the first shot. Tigers got the offensive rebound as Rigdon pulled it down. And Tigers go around the perimeter. Now Trinity Tingley dribbles at the midcourt logo, resetting the offense. Littleton lobs one over to Tingley, who tries to hit Young. There's Marissa Zane making an impact here in the first minute. She deflects one out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. Young dribbled it off her foot. Chasing it down is Littleton. Hawkins over to Tingley. Tingley backs away. Now dribbles on the right side of the court. Hand off Rigdon. Hawkins works in the lane. Pass was deflected. Found the hands of Young. Skip past Tingley. 3 on the way. It's good for Trinity Tingley. Takes a minute, but the Tigers are on the board. Elizabeth Shea fires one up wildly. Lucy List got the rebound. Her putback no good. Rebounded by Littleton. Littleton across half court. Rigdon, a lane. She'll drive in. Stop. Put one up for 2. That rolls in. Caitlin Jones pressured by Littleton. Gives it up to Alexi Zane. Now Marissa Zane. Rigdon guards her far side.
Any relation to head coach Scott Zane?
Both daughters, twin daughters of head coach Scott Zane. Banking one in is Caitlin Jones. Tigers back the other way. Rigdon layup will fall with the left hand. Marissa Zane on the right wing. Lobs one to List in the corner. She'll take a three. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll go Paris's way. Saw Caitlin Combs last night, and she was talking about how it might be a favorite out of those two from Coach Scott Zane. She said that it seemed like Marissa would get yelled at for things Alexia would be told to try it again. So just some inside information there for you, BJ.
Uh-oh.
Rigdon skips one to Hawkins. Both Zanes are really good ball players, and two to keep an eye on in the LIC over the next few years, as this Robinson team is. Here's Rigdon catching one from Young on the right wing to the right box, and Rigdon finishes. It's 9-2 Tigers. Here's Zane, has her shot blocked by Kendra Young.
Kendra out of position on that block. She just got such quick hands. Just reach in there and just poke it away.
Last time out, Young was a force down low on defense. Came away from that contest with 3 or 4 blocks. Gets her first of the evening here. Robinson back into their set, 3 minutes into the first quarter. Liss dribbles up, takes a 3, and rattles that one through as Deming gave her space. It's 9-5 Paris. Tingley finds Young, who catches and finishes, and a timeout called by Robinson. 4:46 remaining first quarter. Tigers lead 9-5. It is a full timeout. We'll take one with them. This is the Paris Sports Network.
Diamond Brothers Insurance, LLC has been providing security and peace of mind for individuals, businesses, and government entities for over 150 years. Their agency philosophy is to serve their communities with excellent service, advanced technology, and comprehensive insurance protection. Visit any of their 44 locations throughout the state of Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. You can give them a call at 465-5041 or stop by 111 Sheriff Street in Paris. Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports Paris Tiger Athletics.
Teams out of the timeout. It will be Robinson ball. 4:46 to play first quarter. Robinson inbounds and faces the full court pressure from the Tigers. Young swatted it loose, rolls out of bounds. It'll stay with Robinson. Lexi Zane inbounds. Here's Caitlin Jones. Shot up. It will not go. Elizabeth Shea there for the rebound. Bounces to Jones. Now Lexi Zane. A 3 on the way. Got it. Lexi Zane makes it 11-8. Littleton at it far side. Dribble handoff Hawkins. Deming got into the air and found Tingley. Now here's Littleton. A deep 3 right wing. No good. And the rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be Robinson ball.
That was a rainmaker shot there. She had all kinds of arch on it. I think she was hoping for a little contact afterwards and didn't get the call.
Yeah, there was a hand motion given from the referee after the contact was made after Littleton's shot. A jump ball called. There is Littleton with her hands on it. She ties up Marissa Zane. They'll stay with the Maroons.
I haven't charged either team with a turnover yet. They dodged one that way with the possession arrow.
Lexi Zane inbounds. Lucy List had it. Dribbled it off of Madison's foot. Now has it back after Zane picked it up. Lucy List dribbles at the midcourt logo, uses a Shea screen, passes to Caitlin Jones. Jumper is going to roll through. Hard off the back of the rim, popped straight up in the air and fell through. It's 11-10. Robinson within one. Littleton, a baseline drive, spins around, off the glass, won't go. Combs an offensive board, kick out Littleton. Three on the way, no good. Littleton missed the rim on that one, rebounded by Robinson. And up to Jones. Marissa Zane goes. Pass down low. Elizabeth Shea got Young in the air, went around her to the left and scored off the glass. Robinson leads by one. Kickball violation will keep it with the Tigers. And we will have our first quarter official mass timeout with 3:08 to play. Here in the first, 12-11, Robinson leads.
Country Financial representatives Mark Gladding, Jim Blue, Katie Schopmeyer, and Dan Phipps proudly support our student athletes. Give them a call at 465-8320 or stop by their office at 802 North Main Street in Paris. Farm Credit Illinois supports communities, farm families, and agriculture with constructive credit and financial services today and tomorrow. Helping farm families succeed. That's Farm Credit Illinois.
Young inbounds, finds Rigdon cutting on the far side of the lane, catching and finishing.
That's just pretty.
Tigers back in front by one, and Young deflects the pass out of bounds on the other end. Alexia Zane will inbound for the Maroons. Into the backcourt to Marissa Zane. She dribbles right into the defense of Trinity Tingley. Tingley and Rigdon switch back. Now Watson, just into the contest for the Tigers, is going to tie up the Maroons' Caitlin Jones, and that will be a turnover.
Yep, first one of the game I have for Robinson.
Rigdon dribbles across half court for Paris. Passes left side. Tingley. 1 foot in the lane. Kick out Watson. She picked up her dribble. Up top, Young. Now Tingley. Combs catches the pass to the free throw line. Kick out Young. Deep three on the right wing. Got it for Kendra. (16-12) Paris. Marissa Zane, step back three on the way, got it.
Everybody getting in the scoring column tonight.
That one looked good the whole way out of Marissa's hands. It's 16-15. Tingley a three on the way. Good again for Trinity Tingley. Somebody must have heard you when you said that about offense, BJ.
Must have.
You got it.
Defense wins championships, but offense is fun.
Marissa Zane drives baseline, kick out Caitlin Jones. She missed that shot. One that I'm already used to seeing her knock down. She misses. Rigdon back the other way. Bounce pass intended for Watson. Watson has to run it down and gives it back to Rigdon. Her shot no good. Watson was content to stay out on the three-point line that time. I think Rigdon was hoping she would come in at least a few more steps. Watson slid on her knees to get it, as she does this one here in the lane on the other end. She gets possession, and then a timeout called by Coach Tingley. We'll take a break with them. 19-15, 1:19 left here in the first quarter.
The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family. Great Heart Seed is dedicated to providing the American farmer with the most profitable corn, soybean, wheat, and alfalfa lines. Their vision is to work on your farm, helping you build higher yields and bigger profits. Contact them at 465-4132. Great heart, great yields.
Young to inbound for Paris. Passes into Combs. Combs across court, half court, and has a lane. Kick out Watson. 3 on the way in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Shea of Robinson. And here comes Alexi Zane. And she's called for a carry.
That's turnover number 3 now for Robinson. They turned it over on the last possession as well, where Coach called the timeout and got possession for the Tigers.
Young to inbound once more. Combs with it, working against Lucy List. Tingley now at the volleyball line. Fakes a handoff to Rigdon. Now comes back the other way. This time does give it to Rigdon. 45 seconds remain. Watson has it far side. Lobs one to Tingley. Now sets a screen for Trinity. Working on the left wing. Here's Combs. Rigdon into the lane. Shot up will go, plus the foul. Free throw good as well for Rigdon, who was able to elevate over her defender. Good use of the jump stop. And a three-point play for Rigdon makes it 21-15.
Well, she's got 10 points already here in the first quarter, having a good game.
.30 seconds remaining first quarter. Robinson with it, now trailing by 7 points. Marissa Zane. Combs all over Marissa Zane at the volleyball line. Over to the left wing, and then nearly turned it over. Ripped out of there by Alexia Zane. 15 seconds left. Back to Marissa Zane. Alexia Zane as Combs and Littleton switch on defense. Pass down low to Shea, who finds Taylor Blank wide open near block. She missed the bunny. Offensive rebound, and a foul will be called in the first quarter on that rebound. But we will head to the second. Tigers lead 22-15, and that foul was called on Taylor Blank. We'll be back with the second quarter here on the Paris Sports Network.
Church Insurance is an independent agency specializing in home and auto, life and health, as well as business and farm insurance. For over 100 years, Church Insurance has been servicing Edgar and surrounding counties. Stop by their office at 116 East Court Street and talk to Bruce, Ann, or Tay, and let them take care of your insurance needs. You can also give them a call at 465-4022 or visit their website at churchinsagency.com.
Robinson will start with the ball here to begin the second quarter. Tigers lead 22-15. Marissa Zane crossed half court, picks up her dribble. Caitlin Jones guarded by Kate Littleton. Now Lexi Zane. Left side, here's Marissa Zane. And a double dribble called.
That's the fourth turnover so far. And those are, not big steals. That's just the defense forcing those, just harassing them. Get in their head, get them thinking.
Littleton had it left wing. Back towards the basket and spun and drove baseline. Kicked out to Young. Now Tingley has it back out top. Combs right wing. Goes the opposite way of a Young screen. Layup will not go. However, Combs pulled down the rebound. Kick out Tingley into the lane. Floats one up. That will go.
I thought the first shot looked better than that one, but we'll take it.
And not quite sure how Combs' didn't go in. We've made comments about the rims not being very kind, but on a layup, it's even different story than on a jump shot. 6:50 to play second quarter. Ball gets loose down low, picked up by Taylor Blank and scored. It's 24-17. Tingley far side. Lobs one, finds Combs. Impressed at how far across the court Tingley got that hook pass. Combs was on the opposite side of the court. Hawkins had it up top. Gave it to Tingley. Young to Littleton. Three on the way, left wing. No good for Kate. Kate still looking to dial in here. 24-17, Tigers lead. Caitlin Jones picked up her dribble. Found Marissa Zane. Zane goes the opposite way of a blank screen. Picked up her dribble. Littleton all over her at the free throw line. So Zane kicked it out, and the Maroon offense will reset. Jones to the left side. Alexia Zane. Jones, the baseline, finds Blank, near side again. Littleton got her hand in there, knocked it loose, and then a foul's going to be called.
I'm surprised she got the ball to her. With 5:45 to go in the first half before we got our first team foul.
Clean defense being played by the Tigers so far. Rebound is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Maroons. Lucy Liz checked back in for Robinson. Madison Rigdon back in for the Tigers. She catches far side. Combs cuts through, as does Littleton at the elbow. Two-point jumper is no good for Kate. Rebounded by Shea. Given to Marissa Zane. She dribbles up the right side of the court, gets around Tingley, shoots one over Rigdon, no good. Rebounded by Littleton. She finds Rigdon, who has to jump to catch. Now she gives to Hawkins. A three on the way from Deming, leaves it short. Off the rebound to Rigdon. She tried to bounce one into Littleton or Combs, but it's taken away by Robinson. List catches across half court, gives to Blank, now out top. Three on the way, Marissa Zane, no good. Long rebound into the corner that Littleton will let go out of bounds. It'll be Paris ball.
The baskets have gotten a lot smaller for both teams here in the second quarter.
Sarah Mills in to see her first action of the night. Young catches beyond the free throw line, hands off Rigdon. Three on the way is good for Madison Rigdon. Marissa Zane gave to Elizabeth Shea. Now Lucy List, guarded by Rigdon. Shea at the elbow, picked up her dribble. Marissa Zane, top of the key, guarded by Tingley. Lexi Zane cut down low, caught the pass, shot up, will not go, but a foul was called.
Number 2 on Caitlin.
First free throw is good. Watching the replay, I don't think Kate is going to be very happy with what the coaching staff has to say about that one. Alexia Zane was at the top of the key and cut straight towards the basket, and Kate either didn't see her or was just a few steps slow of reacting, and that cost her a foul and a couple of points for Robinson at the free throw line. Timeout will be called by Robinson, so we will head into this break with 4:18 left before halftime. 27-19, Paris leads.
Cargill Dry Corn Ingredients, located on the west side of Paris. We believe the world eats better when we eat together. That's Cargill, helping the world thrive. Mark, Amy, Salem, and Sarah Isef support Paris Athletics and implore its athletes to play hard and study harder.
Paris ball leading by 8 here over Robinson. Tingley, Young, Rigdon, Mills, and Combs on the court for Paris. Rigdon has it far side. Young cuts through. Combs follows. Pass goes to Tingley. Picks up her dribble and gives to Rigdon. Tigers work at far side. Here's Caitlin Combs. Skip pass. Mills goes up and gets. Kick out Young. 3 on the way. Roll through for Kendra Young.
That's 8 for Kendra already.
List has it for Robinson. Gave to Marissa Zane, and her post-entry pass is deflected by Young, stolen by the Tigers. Combs up ahead to Young. She'll get rewarded for the deflection on the other end of the court, and it's 32-19. Alexia Zane cross half court, picked up her dribble, knocked loose by Rigdon. Rigdon on the floor, as is Alexia Zane. Then the ball is knocked into the backcourt. Lucy List up with it. Ball was deflected, so no backcourt violation. List gets it back across, finds Blank. Now Shea in the lane. Kick out Alexia Zane. Jumper on the way, well short. Offensive rebound. Back to Alexia Zane. And Robinson will get it back out top. Here's Lucy List. Step back 3, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and let's say last touch by Robinson.
Just another official timeout.
We'll have it, yeah. Second quarter official mass timeout. We'll take it with them. 32-19, Paris leads.
For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use. Lot 50 Brewing, located at 112 East Court Street, is the only brewing company in town. Bring your friends, family, or co-workers in for an evening of games, drinks, and conversation. Order food from other local restaurants or bring your own. Stop in and watch the owners, Bruce Young, Steve Combs, and Doug Smitkamp, work for you. Lot 50 is open Wednesday through Sunday. Check them out at lot50brewing.com.
Out of that break, Tigers have the ball and a 13-point lead. Rigdon far side, pass down low to Young, and then her pass was intercepted rather quickly by Lucy List. Back the other way comes Robinson.
Only the second turnover for the Tigers so far in the contest, and that was just a matter of not getting the ball up. You know, you hold it down around your waist, somebody's going to smack it away, even just that split second.
List gave to Jones and got it back, fired a 3, that was no good. Combs had the rebound, then she threw it into the hands of Elizabeth Shea. Shea had Marissa Zane cut through, but had her back turned towards her. So Robinson go through the motions. Jones picked up her dribble. Marissa Zane, a 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded by Kendra Young. No numbers for the Tigers, but Young will get a layup off, missed it. Mills a rebound, and she's fouled.
Robinson likes to fire up the three-pointer as much as the Tigers do. If these two teams were hitting, we'd see 100 points tonight.
First free throw for Mills is good. Gracie Watson waits at the scorer's table to sub in for the shooter. And she will replace Sarah Mills after Mills missed the free throw. 33-19, 1:50 to play before halftime. Zane across half court to Jones in the short corner. She airballed the jumper. Robinson got the miss. Here's Lucy List. Alexia Zane, Marissa Zane. Lob down low was deflected by Watson, stolen by Young. Pass to Tingley. Top of the key, Trinity Tingley. Hesitates, gets to the short corner, now finds Combs cutting into the lane. Shot up, rolls through for Caitlin Combs.
That's Caitlin's first points of the night.
Robinson into their offense. Marissa Zane had it far side. She turned it over. Gracie Watson a steal. Scoops one up to Kendra Young, who brings it across for the Tigers. Now Tingley, down low Watson. Kick out Young, top of the key. 50 seconds to play, second quarter. Tingley, she'll stop and fire for two, no good. Rebounded by Caitlin Jones of Robinson, and she is fouled.
Maddie Rigdon's first foul, third on the team. Both teams with 3 fouls.
.2 on the clock. Inbound goes to Lucy List. She throws one between the hands of Trinity Tingley. Up ahead to Caitlin Jones, then List gets it back. List towards the right wing. Now she'll dribble backwards. 21 seconds left, second quarter. List picks up her dribble, finds Shea. Goes up with a shot, no good, rebounded by Rigdon. 13 seconds left. Rigdon slows things down. Now 10 seconds to go. Pass to Tingley. Combs sets a screen for Rigdon. A catch, release, left wing, no good. Rebounded by Robinson with 1 second left. Watson stole it away, got a shot away that rolls through. Gracie Watson steals 2 points away to end the second quarter. And we'll head into the halftime. The score, Paris 37, Robinson 19. You're watching the Paris Sports Network.
See Diamond Financial for all of your income tax needs. Ben Lucan has 30 years of income tax preparation experience. He and his well-trained staff can take care of all of your personal, corporate, partnership, trust, and not-for-profit tax returns. They'll also take care of all of your payroll and bookkeeping needs as well. See them at 208 East Jasper Street or call 465-8562. Golf season will be here before you know it. An Eagle Ridge Golf Course in Paris offers one of the preeminent courses in East Central Illinois and West Central Indiana. Their Wednesday night league will be starting up soon, but they also offer special services such as corporate events, receptions, and group lessons. Call 463-3434 or visit eagleridgeparis.com. Ingram's Waste Disposal offers residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor service, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Call Scott, Kathy, Mary Jo, or Bethany at 465-3335. Ingram Waste Disposal, proudly serving Edgar and Clark counties since 1950. Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at 10:30. Located at 500 West Jasper Street in Paris, Soleil Body Salon offers 5 lay-down and 1 stand-up tanning bed, as well as spray tan services. They also have a nail technician, an esthetician, and a hairstylist. Give Leslie and her staff a call at 465-7546. Located at the Paris Airport, Seed Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153. Our pregame show is sponsored by White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195. Terry Elliston has been your good neighbor State Farm agent since 1981. They focus on auto, home, life, farm, and business insurance, along with financial products throughout Paris and the surrounding areas. Their mission is to put the interest of others ahead of their own. They're committed to doing whatever is needed to meet their customers' needs and to truly be a good neighbor by serving the community in which they work and live. Call State Farm for a free auto insurance quote at 465-8548.
We're at halftime. Paris High School, Paris Sports Network bringing you a Tiger lead at the half, 37-19. Paris over Robinson. And to fill you in on first half stats, I'll turn it over to BJ Pheasant.
All right, we'll start with the visiting Lady Maroons of Robinson being led in scoring by Lexi Zane. She has 5 points with a 3-pointer and a couple free throws. She's followed by Caitlin Jones with 4 points, Marissa Zane with 3, Lucy List with 3, Taylor Blank with 2, and Elizabeth Shea with 2 points. They are perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line for 100%, 4 of 14 from the floor for 28%, and behind the arc they are 3 of 10 for 30%. The Lady Tigers are being led in scoring by Madison Rigdon. She's got 14 points at the half, and that includes a big 11-point first quarter. She's followed by Kendra Young with 10 and Trinity Tingley with 8. Then it drops down to 2 for Caitlin Combs, 2 for Gracie Watson, and 1 for Sarah Mills. The ladies are 2 of 3 for 66% from the free throw line, 10 of 17, 58% from the floor, and 5 of 11 behind the arc for 45%. I have Robinson committing 8 turnovers in that first half, Paris with just 3. So that's what the stats look like so far here at the half. Definitely in favor of the Tigers. They came out, scored a bunch of points early. Robinson did eke out a little bit of a lead there right around the time we hit double digits, but it didn't last too long. Paris led 22-15 at the end of the first quarter, and they put the hammer down on defense, forced a bunch of turnovers in the second quarter, outscored them 15-4, and that's where we stand here at the half with the score Paris 37 and Robinson 19.
Yeah, like you said, really before we got started, BJ, as a Paris has obviously seen a couple of really good teams. They saw Nashville, obviously really just their losses. Nashville, Terre Haute North. They've seen Teotopolis already this year. Really good teams that Paris is going to have to play their best basketball throughout the game to beat those teams. Robinson, not one of those better teams Paris is going to see. Still a quality team, but they're going to need Paris to have one of their worst games or not be on their game. And like you said, that did happen there for a little while, but it's really tough for as good of a team as Paris is to do that for 32 minutes, right?
That it is. And Robinson not helping themselves. They've got, when you're only shooting 28% from the floor, so a little over 1 out of every 4 times down the floor you score, but then you turn it over 3 times as much as the other team, and you give them those extra looks, and Paris shooting 58%, and most of those have been easy layups under the basket. They're very high percentage shots, and that just doesn't bode well for Robinson. Now, on the Tiger side, you are shooting well, 45% from three-point line. That's what they've got to do every night because they just don't have a low post game. They've got to shoot from outside and do it well. But they're finding the cutters, they're getting those layups, taking advantage of the easy points. Not every team's going to give you those easy looks. Mm-hmm. So when you got a team like this, a caliber of Robinson that's going to give you a few extra looks here and there with the turnovers, you got to take advantage of it. And that's what they've done so far tonight. Robinson, though, has almost doubled their point total from the first time we saw them. So they are definitely an improved team this time around after seeing the Tigers once before.
Yeah, I would say they are playing at more of the pace that they would like to play. That first go-round, I don't know if they were doing it on purpose and trying to get the Tigers out of their rhythm, but I felt like Robinson was slowing things down a lot more than what they would like to play at. And, yeah, they're trailing by as many as they're trailing by now, but this is still much more the pace they would rather play, and it's just a matter of them of making more shots like you've been talking about.
And they've been throwing a lot of shots up there. This is the only team I've seen this year that's like to shoot the three as much as Paris. They hit them in the first quarter, knocked down 3 3-pointers, and then the lid just shut on the bucket for them there in the second quarter. They only knotted 4 points. You're not going to keep pace very long shooting like that.
Both teams back out onto the court in their warm-ups. We got a minute and a half left before the second half. We'll run you through just a couple of commercials here and come back with second half action on the Paris Sports Network.
Diamond Brothers Insurance, LLC has been providing security and peace of mind for individuals, businesses, and government entities for over 150 years. Their agency philosophy is to serve their communities with excellent service, advanced technology, and comprehensive insurance protection. Visit any of their 44 locations throughout the state of Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. You can give them a call at 465-5041 or stop by 111 Sheriff Street in Paris.
We are many, we are one. You have so much to give, continuing what we've begun, helping our families to truly live. I will, you will, together we will show some heart, do our part, take a compassionate stand for good, forever, for Edgar County, ECCF.
Edgar County Community Foundation.
Third quarter underway. Paris on offense first. Here's Tingley in the lane, running into Marissa Zane. Trinity took a shot to the side of the head. She looks to be okay. Will inbound for Paris under the Tiger basket. Littleton up top finds Rigdon cutting through the lane. Caught the pass, then fires back out to Hawkins. Hawkins one hands to Littleton, layup, no good. Robinson rebounds and clears. Back the other way come the Maroons. Jump stop for Caitlin Jones. Her jumper no good. Rigdon poked it away and then retrieved the rebound. Up ahead to Littleton, reverse layup, good.
Caitlin finally gets in the scoring column. She's had a rough go tonight. Looked real smooth on.
Alexi Zane, now Marissa Zane, guarded by Littleton. List. Far side, Caitlin Jones knocked loose, out of bounds. It'll stay with Robinson. Zane passes left side, List. A jumper no good, rebounded by Deming Hawkins. And we'll have a stoppage in play as Lexi Zane might be dealing with maybe a bloody nose on the sideline. She'll head down to see the trainer. And Taylor Blank replaces her on the court. Paris back the other way, Young with it. Gives to Rigdon. Now Tingley throwing away from the left wing, no good. Trinity hit a couple in that first half as Littleton will earn a jump ball on the rebound. Possession will stay with Robinson. And Marissa Zane will bring it up. Long pass finds Lucy List. List thought about a baseline drive, shut off by Young. Passed it out, now down low. Blank across the lane, finds Elizabeth Shea, who scores. It's 39-21. Tingley floats one up from the baseline. It's good. Couple shots like that have gone for Trinity. She's produced on the offensive end very well tonight for the Tigers. And a timeout with 6:17 left in the third quarter. Our score, 41-21, Tigers lead.
Country Financial representatives Mark Gladding, Jim Blue, Katie Schopmeyer, and Dan Phipps proudly support our student athletes. Give them a call at 465-8320 or stop by their office at 802 North Main Street in Paris.
Robinson brings it up the court, trailing by 20. Pass to Jones, guarded by Young, picked up her dribble. Now here is Shea on the baseline, and she stepped out of bounds. Turnover Robinson.
Just good baseline defense there. Use that as another player, and they just squeezed her out of real estate.
Tingley into the corner. Littleton a three just short. Rebounded by Hawkins on the weak side. Kick out Tingley. Bounce pass down low. Finds Rigdon. Here's Littleton. Another chance from the corner. Shot up. It'll go for three. Plus the foul as Caitlin Jones backed into her. And they're going to give Littleton one shot at the free throw line.
That's the second on Jones, second on the team.
Free throw won't go. Rebounded by Shea. Foul call was definitely one that I've seen called on the floor and would have given the Tigers the ball back. They gave Littleton the free throw after Jones hit her on the box out. Gave Littleton room to come down after the shot. Either way, here we are on Robinson's offensive end. 44-21, Tigers lead, 5:28 remaining. Alexi Zane back in for the Maroons. Marissa Zane unable to get around Rigdon. Dribbling looked fancy, but nowhere to go against Rigdon's defense. Jones had it left wing on the baseline. Finds Shea, who cut into the lane and scores it. Pass from Jones. Not like Shea was cutting before the pass. Jones kind of led her that way, and Shea benefited from it. Here's Rigdon on the other end missing a three. Rebound knocked out of Marissa Zane's hands, out of bounds. It'll stay with Robinson.
Got a sub coming in. Caitlin Combs going to replace Trinity Tingley for a moment.
Under 5 minutes to play the third quarter. Shea had it, gave it to Alexi Zane, now gets it back. Top of the key, gives to Jones. Jones into the lane, picked up her dribble, passed out, but it was deflected. Alexi Zane has it, now into the corner. Skip pass, Marissa Zane. Lucy List cuts through, guarded by Littleton. Pass down low from Jones to Shea, again unable to finish this time. Back the other way come the Tigers. Littleton up ahead, Combs underneath the basket, gives to Rigdon, spins it around, shot up in the lane after a dribble is no good. Got her own miss after Combs tapped it to her and finished the layup. (46-23) and a timeout called as the Maroons are bringing it up the court. 4:06 remaining third quarter. Tigers lead by 23.
Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and individual attention to every family they serve, sincerely caring for your family's needs. Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home proudly supports Paris Tiger Athletics. Farm Credit Illinois supports communities, farm families, and agriculture with constructive credit and financial services today and tomorrow. Helping farm families succeed, that's Farm Credit Illinois.
4:06 remaining third quarter. Robinson to inbound in front of their own bench. Lexi Zane into Caitlin Jones. Jones gets into the lane, picked up her dribble. Bounce past Lucy List. Gives back to Jones, now back to List. List dribbles beyond the volleyball line. Now she'll drive to the wing, give to Jones, and her bounce pass goes off of the shin of Deming Hawkins. It'll stay with Robinson. And now we will have our third quarter official mass timeout with 3:43 remaining. This is Paris Sports Network.
Great Heart Seed is dedicated to providing the American farmer with the most profitable corn, soybean, wheat, and alfalfa lines. Their vision is to work on your farm, helping you build higher yields and bigger profits. Contact them at 465-4132. Great Heart, great yields. The Paris Sports Network would like to thank our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family.
Out of that official mass timeout, it will be Robinson ball trailing 46-23 here at Paris.
Take a moment to thank Jerry Egan, too, as one of our affiliate sponsors, who's not on the list there, but is on board, helping sponsor Paris Tiger Sports this year here on the Paris Sports Network.
List was dribbling on the baseline when Rigdon poked it loose and out of bounds. Maroons will reset with another inbound. Lexi Zane into Caitlin Jones in the corner, guarded by Hawkins. Got around her for a second and threw it into a couple of Tiger defenders, and Hawkins out of there with it. Up ahead to Rigdon. Rigdon on the right wing. Gets around List. Goes up for the shot off the glass, no good, but Combs pulls down the rebound. Combs dribbled up to the wing, then gave it to Rigdon. Here's Littleton, right wing, drive, layup, goes.
Sometimes I think Caitlin's just more comfortable on the floor. Just sacrifices herself on some of those layups.
Yep. Lexi Zane lost control of it. Up ahead, Rigdon layup goes, plus the foul as she was hit on her way up to the basket. Rigdon will have one free throw. Sarah Mills checks in, and Trinity Tingley waits at the scorer's table. Free throw is good for Rigdon, and she will have a seat as Trinity checks in. Marissa Zane across half court, gives to Jones. Jones being hounded by Littleton. Pass down low to Shea. Across the lane to Blank. Knocked loose. It will roll out of bounds, and Robinson will retain possession. Inbound up top. Blank had it. Gave it to List. Three on the way. Right wing, no good. Young trying to chase down the rebound. Marissa Zane gets there first, though. List has it into the lane. Scoop layup, no good. Littleton got a hand on the rebound, knocked it to Young. Kendra Young up with it for the Tigers. Again, no numbers, but Kendra drives to the open spot. Finished the layup, and the foul is called. Young will have a chance at a three-point play.
Well, she made up her mind she was going to go in, and nobody was going to stop her. I thought she might pull up and make the pass down here in the corner, but she was determined.
Young sinks the free throw. 54-23. Shea up with it for Robinson. Gave it to Jones. Jones calls for a screen from Shea, and then a foul called on Littleton. List inbounds to Jones. And the whole time Jones was dribbling to the right wing, Combs was trying to time it up to where she could poke it loose from behind. But another foul will be called on Littleton instead.
That's 4. Won't see Caitlin for a while now.
Gracie Watson into the contest for Paris. She will pick up Caitlin Jones as Tingley guards List beyond the volleyball line. Pass left side. Marissa Zane has it. Floats one to Elizabeth Shea, guarded by Sarah Mills. Shea will get a shot off, missed it. Rebound pulled down by Young. Young was headed to the court, put a dribble down so she didn't get called for the travel, and then found Tingley, and she will be called for the travel.
First turnover by the Tigers here in the second half. She got all twisted up on that one.
Trinity up slowly, walks to the defensive end of the court. She'll pick up Lucy List as Combs guards Marissa Zane. Whistle blows. Clock might not have started on the inbound. So official let it run down a few more seconds, I believe is what happened. From 146 to 142. Now Robinson into their offensive set. Here is Marissa Zane up top. Passes over Lucy List, gets a shot away, and somehow avoided the hand of Kendra Young, and List sinks it for 2. 54-25. Tingley up top, lobs one down low. Here's Mills up with the shot and finishes, plus the foul. All in one motion. Mills caught, turned, and finished. And she'll have one free throw.
That's the third and one that we've seen here, just this quarter alone.
Free throw good for Mills. Alexis Zane replaces Marissa Zane. (57-25) Tiger lead. Caitlin Jones out top. Passes to Lucy List. Elizabeth Shea in the lane. Caitlin Jones, jumper on the way, no good. Back iron, rebounded by Watson. Watson gave to Tingley, who will walk it across the timeline. Now pass to Combs. Young cut through. Combs floats one across to Mills, who gives to Tingley. Her three, no good. Rebound goes to Taylor Blank of Robinson. Tigers pressuring. Caitlin Jones had it, gave it to Blank. Now here's List, and a 10-second call on Robinson.
Honestly, I'm surprised she stayed in bounds down here under the basket. That was pretty impressive. Walking a literal tightrope.
27.2 on the clock. Tingley across half court, behind the back dribble on Lucy List defense. Now here's Combs. 15 seconds remain. Combs passes to Mills in the corner. Out top Watson. Watson, step in front of the volleyball line, dribbles backwards, now passes back to Mills' corner. Out to Watson, to Combs. Young at the free throw line. Gives to Combs, a drive down the left side of the lane. Layup will go through as the buzzer sounds in the third quarter. Tigers will take a 34-point lead into the final 8 minutes. It's Paris 59, Robinson 25 on the Paris Sports Network.
Church Insurance is an independent agency specializing in home and auto, life and health, as well as business and farm insurance. For over 100 years, Church Insurance has been servicing Edgar and surrounding counties. Stop by their office at 116 East Court Street and talk to Bruce, Ann, or Tay and let them take care of your insurance needs. You can also give them a call at 465-4022 or visit their website at churchinsagency.com.
Headed into the fourth quarter. Tigers lead 59-25, and we'll start with the ball. Rigdon has it right wing. Be a running 8 minutes here to finish this one out. Tingley pass out top Young, now right side Littleton. Tingley up top. Floats one into Rigdon, knocked loose. Then into the hands of Deming Hawkins, who can't get it to go on her shot. Ball goes out of bounds, last touch by the Tigers.
Like you mentioned, the clock running with a 30-point advantage. Ought to speed this fourth quarter up.
Shea gave to Marissa Zane. Zane dribbles out top. Rigdon poked it loose for a second. Robinson still with it. Lexi Zane to Marissa Zane. Her jumper is no good. Rebounded by Littleton. Littleton across half court for the Tigers. Gives to Tingley. Tingley backs away and will reset the offense. Yet to mention the JV final score. Tiger JV victorious tonight, 64-19. Game before this one. Deming Hawkins, a jumper will go through. Back iron and down for Deming Hawkins. Makes it 61-25.
She started the game. Those are her first points. I think everybody that's played has scored.
Three-pointer is good for Marissa Zane. A lot of good-looking shots on this Robinson team. This has been nowhere near their best effort of the season tonight. But a lot to bank on in the future for this Robinson Maroon squad. Littleton at the line makes her first free throw. Second is no good for Littleton. Rebounded by Jones. Gave to Zane. Her pass up ahead, deflected out of bounds by Young. Combs checked in for Paris during those free throws from Littleton. Lucy List, a jumper, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Marissa Zane, and she's fouled by Madison Rigdon. List shot was no good. Offensive rebound and another chance. Now a third for Robinson. Also no good. And Young on the rebound attempt. Dribbled it off the end line, so it'll stay with the Maroons. Mills and Watson check in for Paris. Mills has been battling an ankle injury throughout the season. Tonight supporting a calf compression sleeve. Out there without any signs of effect of that calf or ankle.
No, she's been moving really good.
Unable to haul that one in. It goes out of bounds. Back the other way to Robinson. 4 minutes to play, fourth quarter, and the clock will stop there. And we'll have our official mass timeout for the fourth quarter. 3:57 remaining, 62-28, your Tigers lead.
Cargill Dry Corn Ingredients, located on the west side of Paris. We believe the world eats better when we eat together. That's Cargill, helping the world thrive. For nearly 100 years, farmers have counted on FS to provide agriculture-related products and services. Call 465-1560 for fuels, lubricants, or propane for home and farm use. Golf season will be here before you know it. An Eagle Ridge Golf Course in Paris offers one of the preeminent courses in East Central Illinois and West Central Indiana. Their Wednesday night league will be starting up soon, but they also offer special services such as corporate events, receptions, and group lessons. Call 463-3434 or visit eagleridgeparis.com.
Under 4 minutes to play in this one. Tigers lead 62-28. Lucy List has the ball, passes towards the corner. Reagan Manhart checked in for Robinson, and the Maroons turn it over. Back the other way comes Littleton. A layup is good. Lexi Zane on the other end, a jumper no good. Shade nearly pulled down the offensive board. Instead, it's Lucy List. Kick out Lexi Zane. Another shot, no good. Rebounded by Mills, given to Young. Young across half court, picked up her dribble. Now finds Watson. Back to Young. Few Tigers wait to sub in at the scorer's table. Here's Combs deep on the right wing. Watson there to set a screen. Pass to Mills, pass to Young. Three on the way, left wing, just short. Rebound is a tie-up between Sarah Mills and Alexi Zane.
Give Lexi Zane credit there. She ended up in the wrong end of that headlock.
Peyton Smith, Vivian Moore, and Grace Sullivan check in for the Tigers. They join Gracie Watson and Sarah Mills. Starters also check out for Robinson, as Annie List will bring the ball up the court this time. Pass to Madeline Myers, and she goes cross court to Grace Gower, but the ball will nearly go out of bounds. Gower dove to save it, and a jump ball called. It'll stay with Robinson. And that might get corrected. Yeah, arrow point the other way now. Paris ball. Moore passes right side. Sullivan thought about a three. Gives to Smith. Now a pass down low to Mills. Mills can't handle. Turnover Tigers. Vivian Moore, another good showing on the offensive end in the JV contest. She's put a few of those together as of late on the JV side. Myers at the top of the key, picked up her dribble, guarded by Watson. Gives to Manhart. Reagan Manhart and Grace Gower played some varsity minutes in that LIC tournament, as did Annie List. She has the ball now deep in the right wing. Here's Myers. Fires one back to List outside of her reach. Robinson saved it for a second, but a steal by Sarah Mills and a layup is good. Under a minute to play, 66-28, Tigers lead. Gower has it far side, gives to Myers. Myers picks up her dribble, passes cross court and gets it back. Watson gets her hands on it, and another jump ball called. This one will be Robinson's possession. Maroons set to inbound under their own basket with 15 seconds remaining. Myers fires out top. Manhart with it. 6 seconds left. List fires one up, no good, and the buzzer sounds. This one's over here at Paris High School. Tigers defeat Robinson. Final score, Paris 66, Maroons 28. We will be back with a post-game show and with stats and an interview on the Paris Sports Network.
Ingram's Waste Disposal offers residential and commercial trash pickup, commercial compactor service, roll-off service, and mini roll-off services. Call Scott, Kathy, Mary Jo, or Bethany at 465-3335. Ingram Waste Disposal, proudly serving Edgar and Clark County since 1950. Make plans to attend Lake Ridge Christian Church this Sunday, either for their traditional service at 8 a.m. or their contemporary service at 10:30 a.m. There's something for everyone at Lake Ridge, from infants to the more seasoned generation. Visit their website at lakeridgechurch.org or find them on Facebook to watch their service each Sunday morning at 10:30. Located at 500 West Jasper Street in Paris, Soleil Body Salon offers 5 lay-down and 1 stand-up tanning bed, as well as spray tan services. They also have a nail technician, an esthetician, and a hairstylist. Give Leslie and her staff a call at 465-7546. Located at the Paris Airport, Seed Solutions wants to wish the best to all Paris Tiger teams this season. Contact Chip or Bethany Keys at 251-0153. Our pregame show is sponsored by White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, your hometown boys for over 50 years, offering 23.5-hour service. That's right, they need a half hour for coffee. Call John at 217-465-3195.
Welcome to the postgame show on the Paris Sports Network. Tonight, your Tigers victorious over Robinson by a final score of 66-28. For stats in that contest, I'll turn over to BJ Fezza.
All right, for the visiting Lady Maroons of Robinson, they were led in scoring by Elizabeth Shea with 6, Marissa Zane with 6, followed by Lexi Zane with 5, and Lucy List with 5. Then it was Caitlin Jones with 4 and Taylor Blank with 2. They were a perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line for 100%. They shot 27% from the floor and 27% from the three-point line. The Lady Tigers were led in scoring by Madison Rigdon with 19. And then it was Kendra Young with 13, Caitlin Littleton and Trinity Tingley each with 10 apiece. Sarah Mills with 6 and Caitlin Combs with 4. They shot about 58% from the floor and 35% from three-point line and about 67% from the free throw line.
Thanks, BJ. And we've got Coach Tingley here. We'll let him get his headset on for a few questions post-game interview. And, Coach, first thing I'll ask you is it's kind of pretty simple question for me to ask since you just played this team a week ago. Any differences you saw from that first time around to this time around, things that you wanted to see or anything that you noticed between those two contests?
I don't think it was much different other than they came out and they hit some shots, and that gave them some confidence. The shots that they were taking were, mostly contested. We were on them at three-point line, just quick shots, and they went down, and that gave them a lot of confidence. They had 15 at the end of the first, and they scored 28, so it was 13 the rest of the way. So I think they were just hot. I mean, other than that, other than them being a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more willing to take some shots falling in, really the game was pretty similar, other than I do think we ran on them a little bit more than we did last game. We were able to get the ball out in transition. I think I saw more of that tonight than we've had any other singular game where we've passed the ball up the court, out of a missed basket or even a made basket and gotten a layup, which is really nice to see because the last couple of years before that, we had been really doing that a lot, and it's just kind of gone away. And it's just a change in the way some people are playing, the run of the floor, what their goal is, what their objective is, and we're trying to get back to that a little bit. So it was good to see that tonight.
Those I know you've got Mount Carmel, Lawrenceville coming up. Those last two games are Mattoon, Altamont. Are those running teams? You have to remind me how they like to get up and down.
So Mattoon's an excellent team. They've got girls at 5 positions. They get up and guard. They got Mallory Ramage going to Loyola, and then they've got a great group of girls around her. and they play defense. They're longer, and they score. There's some girls that knock down some shots. So they're a team that's going to be tough for us to go play over there, and it's going to be a great challenge. I think it's a great game for us to play that last week, kind of get us prepared for going into the postseason. And then Altamont has Grace Nelson. I really believe the way she's grown, and with her athleticism, she is a state track athlete, long jump, hurdles, sprinter, and as a freshman, so she's a sophomore this year, and she puts those track shoes on the basketball court, and she is a jumper, and she has a lot of skill. I think she's going to be a Division I athlete when it's all said and done. She has that athleticism, and as the skill starts to develop, and she's a good worker, as the skill develops, I don't think there's any doubt that she's going to be a Division I athlete. So, but around her, they don't have a whole lot, but they play super scrappy defense. They get up and guard, so it's a team that you can't go in there and give up 30 to her and expect, it to be a blowout. So I think that last week, those two games are going to be on the road, tough environments against some players that have, a good pedigree. And so it'll be good for us to go play those, because when we get into postseason, it tightens up a little bit. We'll start to play, better teams each time you progress around. And, we want to be sharp as we can as we go, and to be sharp, you got to play better teams. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Now these next couple games that I know there's not going to be any doubt in the locker room, but that doesn't mean you're going to take it lightly. Doesn't mean your team's going to take it lightly. Who are you looking at as far as the leaders and you have that core group that knows. Let's not mess around with this. Let's go take care of business right and get out of there.
It's one of those things where, I talk about all the time with the girls, is I want you to be confident, but let's be prepared at the same time. I mean, we really talk about that a lot, because the reason why my tendency is to be less confident is because I don't actually get out there and play defense and shoot the ball. So it's in their hands literally when they're out there. So to me, I have no control over how they play. So I'm always in let's prepare, because that's what I can do. I can prepare them. So that's my focus, and their focus is just, coach, we're good, and I like that, because there has to be that confidence. At the same time, they have to listen to me and allow for us to prepare, and for me to kind of set the game up for them on how I think it could go, or what our game plan is, or whatever. And we've had a pretty good balance of that this year. It's not always that way. But for the most part, a pretty good balance of confidence, but yet some preparation as well. And the girls really listen to what we're doing. We know we're on the road to Mount Carmel. That's a long drive. We had that 1 week where we went on a couple long road trips. It's just tough on you when you go that 2-hour trip. So maybe we'll learn a little bit of lesson from that, and not be as lethargic when we get off the bus. Maybe kind of get up and get going a little bit, and for me too, in practice, knowing that I can't really waste their legs these next couple of days. I got to make sure on that bus trip and the next couple of days of practice that I'm saving them for that, because then we got a layoff. We have a layoff for about a week, so I know I can get a little built-in break later on. So being mindful of that myself, and kind of getting prepared and have them ready to go on Thursday.
Thursday, Mount Carmel. Go get them, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
See you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thursday at Mount Carmel. Then, as Coach Tinley said, that layoff before the Lawrenceville game to finish up the home slate of the schedule, and then that'll lead into the 2 games on the road against Mattoon and Altamont. So always appreciate Coach Tinley for joining us here on the postgame show. And again, 66-28, the final score between Paris and Robinson here tonight. BJ, did we get through everything you wanted to? Any last words?
Yeah, I got it all squeezed in there at the end. The final score, 66-28. The stats look pretty good. They're ready now to head on down there and take on Mount Carmel. That'll be our next broadcast. The boys are still in LIC tournament play, so they don't have anything going on this week. Just the ladies on Thursday.
Ladies on Thursday, and that'll be brought to you here. Not sure, probably won't make the trip down there with the equipment, but you can be sure to catch the action here on the Paris Sports Network. Whether we're there or not, we'll bring it to you here on our YouTube channel. So that'll be the next time we'll talk to you, Thursday night. And with that, and for BJ Pheasant, I'm Clay Best, signing off here on the Paris Sports Network. Have a good night.
You've been listening to Paris Tiger Sports on the Paris Sports Network. Brought to you by the Stewart and Carroll Funeral Home. White Sheet Metal Heating and Air Conditioning, Farm Credit Illinois, Prospect Bank, Soleil Body Salon, Diamond Brothers Insurance, Ingram Waste Disposal, Diamond Financial, Illini FS, Country Financial, and Terry Elliston State Farm Insurance. Also our affiliate sponsors, Moody Farms, Darren and Erica Kohlmeyer, Jim and Kay Taylor, Tom and Marnita Stuck, Step Farms and Excavation, Steve and Lynn Young, and the Mary Lou Pine family.